I had a couple of people send me notes saying they enjoyed the other videos and they learned a few things out of them. Obviously there's something that's coming through in the videos that doesn't quite come through in the charts that I do. So I thought I'd take on, I think it's MCE, and show you how I go about analysing that one, and hopefully you might learn a bit from it too. This is all the data that I can get on MCE, so we're just going to start with the standard old pitchfork, do the high, low, high. Okay, so it's going along there. Now there's not much I can do about the length of the tail to get these tines to grow a little bit longer, but obviously we break out about here. So what I do is I use the last three sensible points, which turns out to be, whoops, that would be the high, that would be the low, and that would be the pin for the handle. Price goes up there and it breaks out about here. So what we do is we start swinging the pitchfork forward and just follow the trend, and trend goes along here. So we swing the pitchfork forward again, take the last low, go to that one, and it breaks out a little bit on the low side, and this gives me a chance to show you something. We were talking in the last video about shift and modified shift forks. This is the quick and dirty way of doing the modified shift fork. This line I've just drawn is called a trigger line, and it pretty well provides support here. If I want to make a modified shift, all I have to, oh dear, I'll put that line back. All I have to do is clone that line, place it at that junction, clone it again, place it at that junction, and that's my modified shift line. And you can see that that does a little bit better job on support than the purple fork, but we'll just ignore it because it's not really relevant for the moment, and we'll continue on with what we were doing. We'll take this one up to, oh, we might as well take it up to there, I suppose, to save a bit of time. That's a high, that's a low, and that's a high there. So that identifies the trend. You can see the price came back, almost took out the support time, but in the end went alright. So we'll move that one forward, move this one down, and that gives us a nice support line up along here, but we've still broken out up here. So continuing along, we do the same thing again. We move to the high, we move this end of the fork to here, and you can see that it all lines up rather nicely, showing a test retest pattern at the top. Price has come up, it's hit this peak, it's come back to exactly the median line, it's gone back up, it's retested the high up here, and it's this last candle is coming down. Now the way that this pitchfork is structured, it's actually going up. This is still showing that this stock is in an uptrend, but it's saying that this resistance here has stopped it in its tracks. It needs a bit of consolidation. So what it's probably going to do is probably going to bounce around in this channel a bit. It's up to you whether you want to stay in it or whether the best of its moves is gone. I personally think that that's still showing quite a bit of promise. What we'll do is we'll go back to the main picture. The main picture is showing us the 20 period stock, which I'm using at the moment because of this low volatility. It's gone up, it's come back down, it's crossed back up, so like that's probably a little bit slow for telling us too much about this. If I go back over here and I do a pitchfork from the high to the low to the high, that's saying that that's going to come back to that median line rather rapidly. What you want to do about it is up to you. Anyhow, that's how I analyse that one. This one's Macquarie Group. We're going to do pretty much the same thing. I start with a pitchfork from the low, high, low. See what it looks like. 3 touches on the median line, a nice Voltaire wobble across the cross. That one looks okay to me. What's happened here is it's tried to reach the median line, and for some reason or other it hasn't been able to reach it. It's coming back down. If it can't reach the median line, logically it's going to test this bottom tine here. But we'll put another pitchfork on this swing and we'll see where it's going. Okay, that's a nice steep move. So first thing we'll do is we'll put it through the cross, which is the modified shift, which is adjust that one up. In fact, we'll come into a bit closer, I think. That should do us. No, it's not going to cooperate. Okay, we've got a little bit of a breakout happening there, but this is telling me that that's not a bad sort of a structure. Price is continuing to pressure this line. This is an interesting thing in itself, in that price has not retreated from the upper line. It hasn't come down here to visit the red median line. It's pressuring, pressuring, pressuring. That tells me that this line is going to break at some stage. The question is, when is it going to break? So, well, why don't we have a look. We'll use the same technique. I'll put this on the center of the cross. Well, yeah, I'll put it on the center of the cross and see what happens. If I pull that down to there and line that up, we've got a couple of gaps. That looks rather promising. What if we've got, if I assume that that's up here, and I make that way, it's broken. So like, that is not the bottom. This is going to come down some more. Maybe it'll support like that. If I take the vertical above there, it's around about this line. So if I go to there, that would be the original shift alignment. Who knows? We'll zoom in a bit, see if we can pick something up. In fact, I'll get rid of that entire pitchfork because it's not telling us a great deal, and we'll go back to the prior technique. Okay, there's a high, there's a low, there's a high. We're mapping price down through here. Price broke out there. The last 3 sensible swings are that one, and that one. So we use that, and that. Okay, it's come up, it's tried to test the median line, it's come down, it's broken through the median line, it's come back for a back test, it's back tested, back tested, back tested, it's back testing again. Okay, so we'll use these, the last 3 swings that make sense, which is that one, and that one. And I'll just move the pitchfork down rather than draw a whole new one. And what that's saying is that we've got support along this line. So what's going to happen now, it's gone through the median line here. With this one, it couldn't reach the median line. It's going to come down and test this support time and go into this wedge. I personally think that this one will not survive. If it doesn't survive, then we take the high, low, high, and that one's not going to work. So the last 3 that would make sense if that breaks down is that one, and that one probably, and that's where it would break down. It'll continue in this path down underneath this red line. That's essentially what it's saying. Anyhow, for the moment it hasn't failed, so we're still in, that's right, it was over here, wasn't it? For the moment, this is the active pitchfork, that is the support line. If it breaks this line, you go short. if it supports off this line, well, it's got a tough battle coming up against there. You can play it whichever way you like. Anyhow, that's Macquarie Group.